Everything comes down to Joel Embiid. So for the past couple of seasons, we kept saying, what if Joel Embiid is healthy? But this season, I think everything changes. Now that they added Paul George and Maxey's also rising, I think Joel Embiid won't have to do as much, and he won't really have to play as much games either, unless he wants that MVP. But Joel Embiid, I think this season, he gets his done and wins his first ever championship. Now, I know many people aren't on board with this because we have seen Joel Embiid in the playoffs and it hasn't looked good. But the only thing that has stopped him is injuries. And even last year, he was injured, but he still managed to average 33 points versus the Knicks. Now, I'm just trying to get people to realize how good Joel Embiid is, whether it's the playoffs or the regular season. But I think we're not getting a chance to really see how good Joel Embiid really is, because once he gets to the postseason, it's like he's injured. But then in the regular season, he's dominated. But then he gets hurt in the regular season as well. And then by the time the playoffs comes, he's still not ready and he's not performing at the best version of himself. Now, I told many people this ever since Paul George got to Philly. Paul George, he helps the team a lot because he could be a first option, a second option, or even a third option. And I think at best he wants to be a third option. And that's perfect, especially with Embiid being the first option and with Maxey being a secondary scorer / point guard. So for Paul George, it's an easy fit. He just has to find his way into this duo right here and get his buckets. But that's the easy part. Paul George is a 6'8" wing who could defend and shoot threes. That's perfect with Joel Embiid and Maxey. And then defensively, this crew doesn't really have to worry about anything. They have all the pieces that they need. Joel Embiid, he's a paint presence, and he's going to keep bigs and anybody just out the paint. He's a rim protector. Paul George, he's a 6'8" wing who can guard the best ball handler on your team, guys like Curry, Luka, or even Trae Young. And then Tyrese Maxey, he's not really a great defender, but he's going to give his effort, and that's what championship units need. They need people who are going to give effort and commit to what they're doing. And Maxey, I can see him definitely doing that for this unit. Many people question Paul George in the playoffs. Paul George in the playoffs for the past couple of years, now I'm not going to lie to you, it hasn't been the best, but I think he does give signs where he can be the best player on your team, but he doesn't have to be the best player anymore, especially if Joel Embiid's going to be healthy this season and Maxey. I think what's been stopping Paul George is the fact that his star player hasn't been healthy, which is Kawhi Leonard, and then last year it was James Harden, but James Harden's not the same player that he once was. Kawhi Leonard, he can be that player, but Joel Embiid, he's better, especially now, so I think he's going to give him a lot, and Paul George, he won't have to worry about playing bad because all he has to do is just feed into the system and he'll be good. But even if Paul George does play well in the playoffs, it doesn't matter what Paul George does. Everything comes down to Joel Embiid. And the only reason I keep on saying this is because we don't know what a healthy Joel Embiid looks like in the playoffs. We have yet to really see what Joel Embiid in the playoffs looks like healthy. I think last year was really the closest thing that we seen to it. And last year he was putting up 33 in the playoffs versus the Knicks in the first round. But that's not enough for him. His knee was still bad in that series. So we could see Embiid healthy on two legs, balling. I really think Philly can go and get this championship this year. They have everything that they need. They added pieces. They have young talent, and they have a vet in Paul George. And they have the best player in the league. If you want to argue anybody else, you can, but they have a top 5 player in the league in Joel Embiid. So this is the year that Philly gets it done. But with that being said, if you guys like this video, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. Get this video to 6 likes, and I'll be dropping again. Thank you guys, and I'm out. See you guys in the next.